Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. I'm not going to be on here long, and I just wanted to address a few comments that were made and sent to me in my inbox regarding the video I did, I guess, that addressed Miss Kim Burrell and the hurtful things that she said. And I think I also talked about Brother Polite on that video. Okay, well, however, there was a few of you that had a couple questions for me and a couple comments for me. Some that were rude and disrespectful. I just blocked you because I didn't think that was necessary. But at the end of the day, I want to state my position and I want to state it clearly. And unlike Kim Burrell, I'm not going to come back and apologize to whether you guys like it or not. I would hope that you would know that I'm not trying to offend anybody purposely. I hope that you would understand it's not my intent is not to, be hurtful, antagonistic, and vitriolic. That's not my full of vitriol. That's not my desire. Okay, so I'm not feeling very well today, but I had to get up here and address these comments, and they are all based in really, again, the Kim Burrell video that I made. So let's start right here. At the end of the day, you guys, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. It's not always easy. There has been a time in my life that I chose hate because I know hate can get some stuff moving as well. I also know that the feeling behind them. At the end of the day, I'd rather roll with the feeling of love. That's just my personal opinion. And when I'm forced into a situation where I can't choose love, then I try to remove myself from the situation. I'm not always successful, but I would rather remove myself from the situation and I'd rather make that what my focus is. Now, when I think about Kim Burrell, because first of all, I love my sister, and I think she's a very talented, very smart, and a very I would hope, I don't know Kim Burrell personally, but I would hope that she is a decent human being. Although some of the stuff she said about Bishop Eddie Long as well made me kind of wonder. But then there's a backstory that I heard. Now, I don't know if it's true. So allegedly, Kim Burrell's husband left her for a gay man. If that's true, then I can understand. And she has probably a lot of misplaced anger as well. And I can understand that. However, it's no excuse for what she did. But I'm trying to consider the source. Okay? So, in my opinion, you guys, God is love. God is my friend. He made this world for us to live in. And he gave us everything. And all he asks of us is we give each other love. Oh, yeah. And that's the bottom line. I don't have to agree with everything you say. In fact, when you say stuff that's insulting, and when you say things that I know that are based in narcissism, ego, hurtful, arrogant, and pompous conditioning, more than likely I try to get away from those people. Or I point out what I'm seeing. Now, in no way, shape, form, or fashion would I attack somebody's sexual preference. I think people that do stuff like that are not very nice people. I'll just leave it like that. Because, in my opinion, it's just people trying to control people. That's basically what it is. You're being controlled, trying to be controlled. Because, as I told you guys before, to me, the Bible in the hands of the wrong person serves nothing no more than no less than a terrorist manual. And the people that are some people that subscribe to this book are very ignorant. And by ignorant, I mean they just don't know, or their IQ level isn't very high. Because anytime you base your whole life off something that you just gotta believe, and there's no facts, then something must be wrong with you, in my opinion. Because you could believe something that happened 2,000 years ago. Because I told you Jonah got caught in the belly of the whale. And all logic that you would have in your heart and in your spirit and your intelligence lets you know that that is humanly impossible. But because that Bible tells you that, and because that story is in there, you are willing to believe it. In fact, sacrifice all this intelligence that's out here just so you can believe a terrorist manual that was presented to your ancestors when they got on that slave ship and when they got off of it. That's the saddest part about it. Secondly, or fourthly, whichever one it is, black people who are the victims of so much hate, are the most homophobic people I've ever met. People, that's really what I'm dealing with. They calling people names. You're perverted. Now, I don't know how in the world that could make somebody want to join you, because my mother always told me you would get more flies with sugar, honey, than you ever can with salt. So why would I want to just sit there and spit all that stuff out, unless I was very angry about something, again, that probably had nothing to do with the situation I was in right at hand. And to me, it's like, who in their right mind would choose to be gay if it was a choice, and they really did, if they weren't playing, and they wasn't just, having a sexual identity crisis. But who in their right mind would choose to be gay? And to set themselves up for y'all hateful asses? To set themselves up for a life of hiding, a life of living down low, a life of hypocrisy? Who would choose to do that to themselves? Let's just use a little common sense here. So to me, it just seems apparent. It's just real easy thinking for me that some people must be born this way. Because unless I'm a fool, I wouldn't think that people would desire to be persecuted, especially by their own family members, in their own place that they run to for love. Because say what you want to, but the church is supposed to represent love. And that's why everybody is running away from it, because they find it as a filthy, bottomless pit full of hatred. And all the hatred and vitriol that you have for the Caucasian race, for our oppression, for everything that has happened to us, light skin, dark skin, every mental dysfunction that we had as a group of black people, we push it all off on the homosexuals. And that makes us feel good. And which is really strange to me, because I didn't do I had the stats, but I don't know what I did with it. I got so much stuff on this table. But what I wanted to show you guys was that I hear a lot of people talking about the sexual or the homosexual agenda and this, that, and the other. But before there was an agenda that you quote unquote conscious gods seem to talk about all the time, There were people that were gay all throughout history, and there are people who gay who all throughout time that have children. Okay, and for some of you knuckle draggers, this is a statistic that's really going to shock you. You probably get a little angry about it. Over 72% of women have either participated in, or have in college, or maybe after college, or have had an attraction to, or have had sex with another woman. Ooh, that's gonna really fly y'all wigs down. So that means a lot of people ain't being honest, doesn't it? Because in my opinion, I think sexuality is so undefined. I think if it's an X and Y chromosome, I think there's a masculine and a feminine component in your life. Sometimes one may be dominant, more dominant than the other. In my opinion, I'm not a scientist. This is just how I go about my life. And it doesn't impede my ability to love. I think that's one of the most profound things that we can do. And that's why I respect Dr. King so much. And the more older I get, the more I respect him, the more I love him, because I realize just how difficult it is to love somebody when they hate you. God, that's some hard shit. When people will come out hating you because of the color of your skin, or hating you because of your sexual preference, and you being judged and castrated and castigated and all these things, and it's easy to hate that person back. But the highest form of man is to love, and the highest capacity is to love. Wow. And so some of y'all might not understand that right now, because you might not be there. But a lot of people are repressed, and they are very agitated and dysfunctional because of it. I think about when Anita Bryant, the orange juice lady, led this big crusade about orange juice and homosexuals. And when it came down to the bottom line is she had a lover in college that actually broke her heart. When I think about the hatred now and the vitriol that a lot of people are doing for Bishop Eddie Long, I think it's a travesty. Because at the end of the day, I love him. He was a hypocrite. Yeah. I'm not going to kick a man when he's down. Why would I do that to my own brother? But then I want the outer, a larger dominant society to stop messing with me. I tell you what, maybe when I stop all the hatred and vitriol for other people that look like me, then just maybe some of the hatred that's perpetuated against me will ease up on me. Ever thought about that? Sometimes we deserve the hatred that we get back because we put it all out there. We don't tend to want to mind our business. We want to mind everybody else's business. Excuse me. We don't want to worry about what's wrong and sweep around our door, because I guarantee you, if you begin to sweep around your door, you would not have time to worry about who sleep with somebody else's. And guess what? Your service will look a lot different on Sunday mornings. You will have to stand up and say, you know what? God spoke to me last night, and he told me I should stop being such a damn liar. Your service shouldn't even be about nobody else. It should be only about you. And so if you're not willing to go up there and expose yourself like that, what the hell are you talking about? This book told you to talk about other people when these other people have access to God just like you do. Who the hell do you think you are that God can only tell you what he got to say about me or about her or about him or who? That doesn't work like that. God, he who has ears, let him hear. So if obviously I'm doing something I can't stop, no matter what persecution I begin to have, and it's still part of my existence, I don't need you to try to pray nothing away from me. I need you to pray your own stuff that you can be able to deal with, whatever it is that you're uncomfortable with. That's where the prayer should be. You dealing with and asking the higher power help you to accept the things you can't change. Like what you learned. Oh God, grant the serenity prayer. To accept the things that I can't change. To change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. Why is you all in somebody else's bedroom? And now, it's different if you know these people are known pedophiles. But again, most of the pedophiles I've been familiar with and knowing, they were heterosexual pedophiles. And they had sex with little girls. And they didn't mind breaking little girls in when they were little, 11, 12. This is the kind of pedophilia I'm familiar with. A lot much more than a homosexual pedophile. I'm more familiar with old ass men and uncles and brothers and cousins and all those people giving me stories about what these people have done to them. And they were heterosexual. You know, it just lets me really think about how simple-minded, and I don't want to be mean, that a person must really be that follows this kind of crazy thinking. And for Shirley Caesar, I just pushed her off. Because there's a lot of people out here, and I'm sure you guys have seen that video that's going around viral, about the pastor that said he could no longer teach this bullshit anymore. He knew all about the Constantine and the Emperor Constantine and the Council of Nicaea. Excuse me, people. The Roman Catholic bishops in 325 AD. He was familiar. So, what would make me think that T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Joyce Myers, and all the rest of these so-called religious scholars don't know that same thing? See, some of you storefront people that don't know the Bible, haven't studied theology, I don't even listen to your ignorance because I realize that's just what it is. But some of these people who are supposed to be people with a cloth, they know what they teaching is bullshit. And they constantly feed the people this crap because it's how they feed their families. It's their hustle. And so their hustle is to teach hate to you and for you to present that Bible as if God needs somebody to write a book from him. And they say, well, it said it was inspired. Well, hell, I'm inspired. You may be inspired. That does not give these people the right for me to take this book verbatim and to begin to condemn people and say that it's God's book. God don't need no book. Nobody had to tell me when I get up in the morning or when I start my day. Nobody had to tell me that I shouldn't go get a knife and kill my parents. It's something that's innate in me. It doesn't feel right unless if I'm thinking correctly. I shouldn't want to kill my parents. There should be a mechanism in me. Right? Okay, so, I mean, all I'm saying is, and I want to say this and I'm going to close it. You guys took offense to my video, oh well. But I believe that Whitney Houston would still be alive today if she was able to express the person that she really was. I believe that Luther Vandross would have had so sad feelings in love if he was just able to be the person that he was able to be. Bishop Eddie Long, Anita Bryant, and anybody else that's out there hiding themselves because the world want to show you nothing but hatred, and more importantly, your black world. But then they want to always talk about how we got to unify and get together and all. You can't get together with these kind of people that's not doing nothing but showing you hatred. Whatever your personal, feeling is, at the end of the day, think about all the messed up stuff you did. Even when you got revenge on somebody that did something back to you. And after you got them, you might have felt good in the moment. How'd you feel afterwards? Maybe a week later, maybe a month later. Did you still have that vigorous vigorous feeling like, yeah, I messed them up like I did? Or did that feeling subside and it begin to be replaced with loving and compassion and empathy for the person that you even messed up? If you normal, that's probably what'll happen. If you operating off the correct stimulus, that's probably what should happen. Because nobody wins in war. And nobody wins in hatred, in my opinion. And if you do win, what do you call an L? Because what happens afterwards? This real life. It's not a boxing match. I just think we need to be more kind to each other. I think we should choose love. At the end of the day, no matter how difficult it is. And once we begin to choose love, then love will open up and receive us and give us a bunch of love right back. So as corny as that may sound, I'm going to leave it at that, and I will go. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe, share. Come on back to the mental house, where I'll be waiting. All right.